Good day everyone! We are the Group 6. So for today, we will be discussing about the national security. So i-discuss po namin yung mga some of the essential informations with regards to national security. So let's talk about the introduction. In the new frame of national security, economic development and security are inextricably linked and mutually reinforcing concepts. Prosperity leads to greater social peace and stability, and greater peace leads to more progress. National security is not just about internal and external defense, but also encompasses virtually every aspect of national life and nation building. Basically, we are talking here about what national security is and what are the functional relationship of national security in other aspects of our country, with regards to economic development and even to other aspects of national life and nation building. So please do take note that national security is not only concerned about anti-terrorism and yung about dun sa mga terrorists, because in all aspect of our life may be a fact for national security. For example, if there is a hunger or famine in our country or in parts of our country, it is a significant factor of national security. It's something that we have to talk about, and it's something to put concerns about the national security, because we are talking about food security. But if we are talking about pandemic, we are talking about the health security. So it's still under national security. Basically, national security is hindi lang nakapokus or connected sa mga terrorism activities or anti-terrorism, pero it has something to do sa ating mga pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay and kung ano yung mga panganib na pwedeng makapahamak sa ating lahat. According to former President Rodrigo Duterte in his First of the Nation address on July 25, 2016, there can never be real, tangible, and felt development without making out people feel secure. Unquote. Enduring peace can be attained only if we meet the fundamental needs of every man, woman, and child. So, pansinin nyo yung disparity and distinction of these two quotation, or two statement coming from the former president. Yung una, yung pinag-uusapan dyan is about security, Siguro, it has something to do with the terrorism attacks, the violence protecting people against the violence coming from the terrorism organization, And the second one is talks about satisfying or providing fundamental needs of every man, women, and children, Because again, national security is not only focused, hindi lang siya naka-fixated on the security aspects of value land, or combating violence, but also it's talking about everything that concerns with our welfare. So what is national security? National security refers to the security of a nation-state, including its citizens, economy, and institutions, and is regarded as a duty of government. The term national security has come to mean a wide range of things, ranging from economic and political risks to violent non-state actors and the effects of natural disasters. National security was originally conceived as protection against military attack, but it's now understood to include economic and other non-military dimensions. Okay, so please take note of this. This is very important. So, pag-usapan muna natin yung first sentence. This define what national security is. It refers to the security of a nation-state, including three things, citizens, economy, and institutions. So, who are the citizens? Tayo ang mga citizens ng Philippines. Therefore, we are protected, or the government has the responsibility to protect us. To make sure that we are secured, even our economy. If there is a global crisis, economic crisis, for example, like what's happening right now, a high inflationary rate, sobrang taas ng mga bilihin ngayon. So it's something that cover national security. The overwhelming prices of basic commodities, which tend to our as ordinary citizens not to afford it. It is a concern of national security kasi paano tayo kakain, paano tayo mabubuhay kung tayo mga ordinaryong tao hindi natin kayang i-afford yung mga basic needs natin, For example, unang-una na yung rice, Yung mga bagay na ganito, it is regarded to the duty of the government. Again, that's the duty of the government. In fact, it is enshrined in our constitution that the government should protect us, the government is given the responsibility and duty to protect its people, no? And the government is of course headed by the president, no? And all our local government executives, 'di ba? The mayor, the governor, and etc., no? They are the one who are most concerned to our security, no? They should be concerned with our welfare, no? So kung yung ating mga leaders ay walang political will to secure us as the citizens of this country, we will fail as a state. Yun. So, parang domino effect lang kasi talaga yung mangyayari dyan. So, dapat napaka-importante talaga na yung mga nakaupo from national and local, no, is familiarize sila sa mga domestic problems and domestic issues of our country, no. Not only from the problems of Metro Manila, no, kundi sa buong iba't ibang provinces, cities, no, municipalities, para alam nila yung kung paano i-address yung mga ganong klaseng problems, no. That's why we have local governments. Yun yung kanilang duty, no, para hindi tayo mag-rely sa mercy of the national government. Dapat sinisigurado talaga natin na yung mga nakaupo o yung mga local government units, no, ginagawa nila ng maayos, no, yung nagagampanan nila ng maayos yung kanilang functions and duties, no, sa ating bansa. Ano ba yung duty nila is to secure its constituents, no, yung mga citizens of Philippines, no, dapat nasi-secured nila yan. So next, please take down notes of this also. Second paragraph sentence talks about the wide array of coverage of the national security, no? So dun sa may malawakang duty ng national security, 'di ba? Sabi dito, national security was originally conceived as protection against welfare attacks, no? Ganun siya noon, no? Kumbaga, lang siya, ang mindset is pag national security, taga-protect lang siya ng ating welfare, no? Pero ngayon, national security covers already the economic and non-military dimension. So, malawak na yung sakop ng national security, no? Next, government rely on a range of measures including political, economic, and military power as well as diplomacy to enforce national security. So tama nga naman, no, since the government is mandated by our law, no, to make sure that the enforced national security, they are also totally dependent, no, on our political conditions, dependent on sa ating economic conditions, and the capability and the strength of our military powers, no? For example, meron terrorist threat, no, sa ating bansa. So, anong klase ng military power yung meron tayo? Meron ba tayong power to combat these terrorists? No? Makakagaranti ba tayo na mapoproteksyonan tayo laban sa mga terorista? No? So, they can only enforce that if the political, economic, and military power are already stable, no? Or are strengthened. Kaya nga yung government natin patuloy silang naghahanap ng mga alliances, no, nakikipagkaibigan sila sa ibang mga nations, no. Bakit kaya? No, kasi nagre-rely tayo sa mercy of the nations, no, kasi yung mga developing country or yung mga developing nations, nakapagbibigay sila sa atin ng mga incentives, no, nakikinabang din naman yung ating bansa, no, and nakapagpo-provide sila sa atin ng mga equipments like guns, no, if ever na makipag-combat yung bansa natin sa mga terrorists. Kaya nga yung Philippines are keep on befriending on neighboring countries, no, kasi yung ating economic condition is very poor, no, and we need their help for importation, exportation policies, no. That's why we need to strengthen our policies. For the Philippines and the Filipino people, national security is defined as a state of condition wherein the people's welfare, well-being, ways of life, government and its institutions, territorial integrity, sovereignty, and core values are enhanced and protected, no? So this summarize everything, no? It summarize our everyday undertaking, no? The ways of life of ordinary people, it's still covered by the national security, no? So please remove the perception na kapag national security is only focus lang nila is for combating terrorism, no? No, parte lang yun ng kanilang duty, no? Piece lang yun ng entire coverage of the duty of the national security, no? Next, let's talk about the internal and external threats to the national security.
Now, we talk about internal threats in national security. Internal threats originate with a country borders and are often perpetrated by individual groups or entities operating within the nation. So based on my research, an example of internal threats to national security in the Philippines is the presence of terrorist organization like Abu Sayyaf Group, which has been involved in kidnappings, bombings, and other acts of violence in our country.
I'm Kyla Alcotara and i-discuss ko po ang external threats in national security. Ano nga ba ang external threats in national security? Ito ay tumutukoy sa anumang potensyal na panganib na nagmumula sa labas ng isang organisasyon. Ang mga banta na ito ay maaaring dumating sa iba't ibang anyo tulad ng mga cyber attack, natural disasters, pagbagsak ng ekonomiya o kahit na mga kakompetensya na sinusubukang pahinain ang tagumpay ng isang negosyo. Mga halimbawa ng external threats in national security sa ating bansa. Number 1, violation of environmental law. Ito ay tumutukoy sa mga karaniwang uri ng paglabag sa batas sa kapaligiran. Kinabibilangan ng pagtatapon ng basura, hindi tamang pagtatapon ng basura, ang paggamit ng mga illegal na pesticides sa agrikultura. Number 2, illegal trafficking of a persons. Ito naman ay tumutukoy sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng pagbabanta o paggamit ng puwersa o iba pang anyo o pamimilit. Pagdukot, pandaraya, panlilinlang, pang-aabuso sa kapangyarihan o posisyon, sinasamantala ang kahinaan ng tao o pagbibigay o pagtanggap ng mga bayad o benepisyo. For ransom, ito ay tumutukoy sa isang sitwasyon kung saan ang pangunahing layunin ng pagkilos ay isang pagbabayad, karaniwang halaga ng pera, para sa pagpapalaya sa bihag at pagpapayaman sa mga may kasalanan. Number 4, terrorism and conspiracy. Inilalarawan ang mga gawaing ito at nagdudulot ng laganap ay hindi pangkaraniwang takot sa trauma sa mga tao.
So we have 5 elements of national security. So first is military security, implies the capability of nation to define itself and or deter military aggression. And also, military security refers to the protection and defense of a nation military capabilities, personnel, infrastructure, and operation from threats. Second is political security, is about the stability of the social order and specifically addressing threats to sovereignty. And also, political security refers to the protection of nation political system, include its institution, process, and value from internal and external threats. Destabilize or undermine its stability and governance. Third is economic security, the freedom to follow choice to policy, develop and nation economic in the manner desired from essence of economic security. And also, economic security refers to the condition where a nation, institution, and its citizen have stability and sustainable access to resources, finance, and economic opportunity necessary to maintain their standard of living and ensure growth and development. Fourth is environmental security, deals with environment issue which threaten the nation's security of a nation in any manner. And also, environmental security refers to the protection of environmental and nature resources to ensure the health, safety, and sustainability of human society and ecosystem. Lastly is security of energy and natural resources. Resources include water, sources of energy, land, oil, and minerals. And also, the security of energy and natural resources refers to the strategy and measure taken to ensure the reliable ability, sustainability, management, and protection of these essential resources from various threats.
So, there are 7 fundamental elements that lie at the core, which therefore further amplify our definitions of national security, no? At the same time, they constitute the most important challenges we face as a nation and people, no? So, pag sinabi nating fundamental elements, dito pumapasok yung kung paano ba natin masasabi na ikaw ay stable na, no? Or secured na, or paano ba natin ma-identify na ang isang bansa ay maunlad. So ito yun. Ayan. So una na is yung socio-political stability, no? When we say socio-political stability, ano yung social standing mo? Ano yung political beliefs, no? And it says that we must achieve peace and harmony among all Filipinos, no? Regardless our religion, ethnicity, or social position. So the government and the people must engage in nation building under the rule of law, no? Constitutional democracy and the full respect, no, of human rights. So regardless kung ano yung religion mo, kung Christian ka man or Muslim or etc. So we are all equal, no? And ethnicity or social position, no? Kung ikaw man ay galing sa katutubo or kung ikaw man ay galing sa mataas na antas ng pamumuhay, no? Regardless yung mga yan, kailangan nating magtulong-tulong para mapaunlad yung ating bansa, no? Ganun din yung layunin na isinusulong ng pagkakaisa at pagpapaunlad ng katarungang panlipunan. Second is territorial integrity, no? It says that we must ensure the permanent inviolability of nation territory and its effective control by the government and the state. So pag sinabi nating territorial integrity, hindi lang yung ating lupa yung tinutukoy dito, no? Ganun din yung kung ano yung mga resources na meron yung ating bansa. So magmula sa tao, produkto, hanggang sa kung ano yung mga pwede nating mai-export and mai-import sa iba't ibang mga bansa. Third is economic solidarity and strength, no? We must vigorously pursue a free market economy through responsible entrepreneurship, no, based on social conscience, respect for the dignity of labor, and concern for the public interest. So sabi dito, dapat daw nating ituloy yung pagkakaroon ng malayang pamilihan, no, in a way of having responsible businesses and business owners ng isang bansa. So ang pagkakaroon daw ng mga libreng pamilihan ay nailalarawan sa pagiging kusang loob, no, ng mga taong bumubuo sa isang bansa. Fourth is ecological balance. So dito naman sinasabi na ang mga tao at lahat ng iba pang naninirahan dito ay namumuhay ayon sa kalikasan, no? So kumukuha sila or tayo ng ating mga pangunahing pangangailangan mula sa ating mga likas na yaman. So makikita kung ang isang bansa ay maunlad sa kung ano yung mga pwedeng resources na mapagkukuhanan sa loob nito, no? Isinasagawa ito sa paraan na hindi nakakasagabal or nakakagambala sa balanse ng ating kalikasan, no? Ganun din sa paglaki ng populasyon. Is cultural cohesiveness. So dito naman sinasabi na ang mga tao ay nagbabahagi ng mga kanilang pagpapahalaga at mga pasapasang paniniwala, no, sa isa't isa na ibinibigay pa ng kanilang mga ninuno. Sa paraang ito, nakakaramdam tayo ng pagiging malapit sa ating pambansang pamayanan, no? So nagkakaisa tayo sa kabila ng ating pagkakaiba-iba sa ating religion, etniko at maging sa ating mga pangwika. Next is moral and spiritual consensus. So dito naman sa national vision ay dapat daw naglalayon itong isulong, no, na inspirasyon at ipinamamala sa ating salita at gawa yung pagiging patriotism, no, nationally pride. Last is international peace and cooperation. So masasabi nating maunlad ang isang bansa kung ang bansa at ang mga mamamayan nito ay nagtatamasa ng mga mabubuting relasyon sa kanilang mga kapitbahay, no, or ganun din sa mga karatig na bansa nito. Ang pagkakaroon ng kalayaan mula sa anumang kontrol, panghihimasok o banta ng pananalakay mula sa alinman sa kanila. Now, let's talk about the different organizations under national security.
So I am here to tackle about different organizations under national security. The first one is Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA. Sila ang humahawak ng mga papeles na kailangan sa paglabas at pagpasok ng bansa. Pangalawa naman ay ang Department of National Defense or DND. Sila ang namumuno upang maprotektahan ng ating bansa para mapanatili ang peace at security. Pangatlo naman ay ang Department of the Interior and Local Government o DILG. Ang gampanin nila ay ang pag-promote ng peace and order to ensure public safety and strengthen local government. Under this department are Philippine Police. And next is Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE. Sila ang responsible na lumikha ng mga polisiya at magpatupad ng mga programa sa sektor na paggawa. Nakapailalim rin rito ang angkop na laki ng sweldo, kaligtasan ng mga empleyado at pagtatanggol sa mga karapatan ng empleyado. So let's talk about what is the role of social work in national security. Social work help them address and manage the social, emotional, psychological, and familiar challenges they may face as a result of their job. Military social workers also provide counseling and support to the families of a current and former service members and can work in a wide array of settings. For example, military social workers can embed in active military units and even serve as active or reserve personnel. They can also work in civilian settings with military members who are off duty or veterans who are coping with the trauma of their past work. Typically, military social workers begin their career working closely with individuals and families. As they gain experience, they can progress to leadership and administrative positions, such as program managers and directors of psychological health.
The roles of youth in the national security. Let's delve into it. Knowing your rights. Read up, get informed, and practice your right. The youth can maximize their rights if they are well informed. The existing rights are only of value to the youth if they are understood, observed, and used. Because you need to maximize our privacy and know what we have and evaluate and read the terms and agreement, of course, and of course always value your privacy, okay? Because it's your own rights as well to have your own property, your own things that you have, your data as well. So that's why it is important to know what is your right being a youth in this country anyways. So rather than giving up your information to other people, of course, you know what's your place in their place as well, and never like go into the different things. So let's delve into the next one, which is let's learn about the local issues. What are the concerns plaguing your community? How the concerns affecting you and your immediate environment. Knowing the problem can lead to possible solutions and the youth's role in the grand scheme of things. As I already mentioned, being a youth, of course, you must know things that really happen into your community. Not only just stand by and just do nothing. Of course, evaluate what is the problem to the modern society, or let's say your community within, and do a solution. Example, I write about TikTok stuff, about the security and stuff, because it's your privacy anyways. So I delve into that. Of course, it's my curiosity to know why is it a threat to the community, of course. So I know what is the problem, and as well as to evaluate the things that I need to. So next, speak out. Don't be afraid to speak your mind either online, through social media, and offline gathering and meetings. Be assertive and express your interest. Someone is bound to read or to listen to it. However, be responsible of what you aired and support it with facts. Also, respect the views of others regardless if it agrees or disagrees with you. Like I already mentioned, I delve into the TikTok and stuff, that it has a huge security threat in the Philippines and as well as the other countries. That's why America banned TikTok, and as well as that's my topic that I've tackled. But of course, you need to speak out about it and share your thoughts about it, and never crush someone's opinion. Valid them, of course, understand them. So rather than just go right out and read the access, of course, we need to understand what's our people's opinion and not just jump right into the conclusion. So that is all from me. Thank you.